The party nominations or the party primaries are the most difficult part of any general election. Let us get that right. Now, one of the things that normally comes out of these party primaries is a pedestrian and very shallow analysis most of us have of these primaries. What we say is that why don't these people get democratic, or this party is not democratic, they're not having, they let the people decide who the candidate is to be, without analyzing the factors and the difficulties party officials and party leaders face when it comes to the nomination. Now, I'm not supporting undemocratic ways, yeah? Get me right. I'm not supporting favoritism. I'm not supporting situations whereby people bulldoze their way to a direct nomination. No, I'm not. I'm just looking at the reality on the ground, because in life, there's always what is in the textbook and what is the reality out there every day, you know? Now, the reality in these party primaries is that during a party nomination or the party primary, this is normally an excellent time to deal with your political opponents or to deal with the other political party. Let me explain. You see, if you have a difficult opponent, in fact, let's even take a very basic example of an MCA. I'm an MCA, let's take a hypothetical area. I'm an MCA and I'm standing for MCA in a certain ward in Isili, Nairobi. Okay? Now, I know for a fact that my opponent in Party A is very popular. I also know for a fact that Party A is very popular in the Isili area. Yeah? And now I'm faced with the primaries. What am I going to do? Very simple. I mess up with the primaries of Party A. Okay? I put my funds to use and I mess up the parties of primary A. I plant even my own candidates in there. I make sure that the whole thing is a mess so that the party is weakened. Now, I'll achieve, the objectives I'll seek to achieve are: one, for the electorate in the area to believe that Party A is not democratic. Okay? Number two, I will also seek to put in an unpopular person to get that party ticket. Yeah? I will try and force my way. I'll do everything in my power to make sure an unpopular person gets the nomination. Okay? Now, how will this help me? It will mean that I've already weakened the opposition. While the opposition at their best strength should have fielded a certain candidate, I make sure that candidate is not there for that party. That candidate may seek an independent ticket, but it'll be greatly weakened because already there's division within that party which I'm trying to win this election against. Okay? So, going to an election, the opposition is already weakened, the opposition party or the party which I'm opposing is already weakened, and I have a great chance of winning because on my side I've made sure that in my party there are no such problems. I've made sure that I go through. Yeah? Now, that's just one example. Now, that is a textbook example. Now, in reality, what happens? I do that to them, and they also do that to me. I think now you're beginning to get a picture of how messy and how chaotic primaries can be. And I hope now you've gotten a picture of why these primaries are normally that messy. It is competition in politics. It is not disorganization. It is not lack of fairness within the political parties. It is just politics playing out. Granted, very dirty politics. And I'm sure some of you have gotten horrified and you're wondering, oh, are these the tactics Kumekucha uses? No. They are not the tactics I would use personally, because I would be controlled by morals. I would be controlled by a lot of other things. But what about those people competing out there? Somebody has removed his 1 million, 10 million, 5 million in a campaign. Do you think he's just going to let that money just go away like that? Or do you think he's going to do everything possible in his power to make sure they win? And this is the problem we have with our primaries, which are unfolding now even as I speak. Yeah, there's just been an incident this morning at the ODM headquarters. So, going forward, you will notice that my analysis will ignore a lot of these things. You know, like I will not make the following statement. That as Party A had very chaotic primaries, blah, blah, blah. Party A is not democratic. Party B is more democratic than Party A. That's nonsense. Yeah? if you're analyzing politics, you'd better understand what politics is. When you go to school and you read politics, then you come out here and you start trying to claim that you're analyzing politics for people, you're just cheating people. That is not the reality. I'm a realist, and I will talk to you about the reality on the ground in all my analysis and recordings of these primaries. So folks, welcome to the chaos of politics. There will be no other part of the general election that will be as chaotic as the one we're going through right now. Let me repeat that because I think it's important. There will be no other part of this election or any election that will be as chaotic as the nomination stage or primaries. Okay? The main thing is just a test. The main thing is just not a test. The main thing is just The main thing is just you go vote, wait for results. There's no big deal. The big deal, gentlemen and ladies, is right now. Yeah? Thank you very much. This is Chris Kumekucha. Bye. I've received a lot of good emails from you good people out there. A lot of people are saying, oh, my eyes have been opened. Oh, I like your analysis, and so on and so forth. Yeah? I'm a very humble person. I don't like blowing my own trumpet. I don't like over-advertising myself, saying I'm the best and so on, because I'm not. I'm just a humble person trying to pass on my small experience and my little knowledge, so that you can add other knowledge from other people more experienced than myself and get a clear picture of what's happening. And this is just an appeal, because a lot of you out there listen to these recordings, but there's a lot more you're missing in my Club 1999. Yeah? There's a lot of inside information which I don't share here. There's a lot of highly sensitive information which I don't share here. And all that information is in my Club 1999. Not only that, you could be maybe having a problem. Maybe you're seated you work somewhere very far, maybe in Botswana, and you want to follow the elections in, just an example, you could be working anywhere in the world. You're working in Botswana and maybe you want to follow the election in Kenya, and you're very concerned about a certain constituency in Luhyaland, yeah, maybe somewhere in Maragoli, for example, yeah, and it is not being covered enough in the daily press. It's not being covered. You're trying to get information you can't get. Well, as a member of Club 1999, you can have all that information, because all you do is you request for special dossier, and I'll prepare. I'll use my contacts on the ground. I'll use my skills and the knowledge I have and the information which I have, which pours in, because in my recordings and even in what I do, I only use maybe 5 to 10% of all the information I receive. Yeah? I have a lot of information being thrown at me. In fact, my biggest challenge is being able to analyze and digest that information, and to be able now to present it in a way that makes sense. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of that information lying around, somewhere around me. So if you make that request for special dossier, it's not a big deal for me to produce it. So I'll be able to produce that special dossier for you, and you'll be able to know exactly what's going on the ground. So that's one huge advantage of being a member of Club 1999. And then also, by the way, all of you guys out there should be very grateful, because it's the people of Club 1999 who finance this recording which you're listening to. Yeah, because you've just listened to a lot of very good information. I've given you a lot of information on the ground, what's happening. Sometimes I give you a lot of insider information, not all the time, but sometimes I do here. And all that is financed by members of Club 1999. So I take this opportunity to thank them very much, and I hope that even you listening to this will decide to join the people who are in the light, the people with all the information, the people who I keep nothing back from. Yeah, Club 1999. Just go straight now to club1999.blogspot.com, and there you'll find a recording where I tell you more about the club. I tell you more about myself. We can even be able to chat online, because there's a chat tool. If you scroll down to the bottom on the left-hand side from your computer, we'll be able to chat. You can ask me questions and so on and so forth, so that you get a clarification before you become a member. Okay? Just do this immediately, because right now we're passing through a very sensitive stage of the election. Actually, the elections are being decided now, because as I've just said, the primaries are the most chaotic, and also they're the most important. Okay? So just do that right now. Go over to that site I've mentioned, club1999ke.blogspot.com. You can even see it on your screen right now. Just go there right now, and let's have a chat. See what you can do, make a decision. You can even decide to take a temporary membership. Yeah, let's talk about it there. Yeah, see you there in a minute. Thank you. This is Chris Kumekucha. Bye.